Hey, loves, I welcome you to another episode of About Her. Today, I don't have any guests because I feel really called to do more solo episodes to sprinkle in a few shorter term content. And for today, I feel really called to talk about challenges and resistance and the way we have been programmed to see any challenge as a bad thing and to kind of shy away from resistance. So whenever resistance comes up, what are you doing? Are you thinking yay, resistance, that's amazing, let's see what I can learn out of it? Or have you been raised or have you witnessed by the people in your life to say oh no, resistance, that must be something that I need to back off from, or that is maybe not good for me right now, or that's in any kind of way something that you step away from. Because what I've learned on my journey so far, and what so many of my mentors and coaches mirror back to me, is the idea that resistance is actually a sign, something that is kind of pointing you to the direction that you need, quote unquote, to go. Not because you need to go there, because that's the only path, but if you go to the resistance towards it instead of backing off from it, things evolve so much faster. Your growth can be really a quantum leap instead of kind of this little step-by-step process, because this resistance has been put in place by the universe, source, God, however you want to call it, for a reason, to point something out to you, to make you aware of a certain, let's say, limitation or belief that holds you back right now. This doesn't mean that that belief is bad or has always been bad for you. We don't have to actually judge it, but it's more okay, now it's not serving you. Right now. That's the only moment that we have. And right now it's not serving you. So the resistance that comes up is kind of a way of communication from the universe to say okay, go there, look at that. That is what you need to transform. And you're that powerful. You can alchemize this uncomfortable feeling of resistance. This maybe it's a heaviness that you see. I do see a lot of gray energy that is kind of knotted like a ball of, garn or something. And it's uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be that way. And if we lean onto the teachings of Abraham Hicks, who talks about our emotions as our GPS, our guidance system, which I really believe to be true for myself as well, then this feeling that comes up that's kind of contracting, that's kind of resistance, there's a challenge, I don't want to go there, then it's actually just information that you have kind of widening the gap, you have widened the gap between what your highest self believes and what you believe. So the closer you are in contact with each other, the more you feel joy, the more you feel bliss. But the farther away you are from what your actual high self believes to be true, the more uncomfortable feelings you feel. So it's actually just neutral information. It's just you knowing, oh, okay, well, my high self thinks otherwise. What could it be? What is the information that is coming from the above down to our physical form? What does this situation want to teach me? What should I learn here? What am I here to get out of that? And I think the moment we ask ourselves this, we can really not only step beyond our physical limitations, but we can also have this lean back moment, this alignment back to the self that says well, actually everything that comes into my experience is coming through the forces of the universe. Everything comes from the universe, God, source, creator. So it must be good. So what can it be good? How can it be good? What's the good thing that can come out of this? And if we step outside of our own, way of thinking, of our own little box that we have made for ourselves, which is totally fine. Never judge yourself about how you are right now. Just like, accept it and become better and better and grow out of the box and make it bigger. But like, if you ask yourself, like, what is it that just right now comes to me? What wants to be alchemized? What wants to be changed? What can I see differently? You're opening your energetic field. You're opening yourself up to so much more wisdom. There's actually no words to describe that. And maybe if you think back on a few points in your life where you have not fallen for that resistance, but you have stayed steadily with your intuition, your highest version, and you've gone through that resistance, maybe even towards it, and see, like, what is it? Miraculous things come out of that. Maybe you have a story for yourself that is helping you to embody this. So the story I love to share about myself is So the story I love to share here about my own journey is how much I have struggled for years, literally years, to record videos like this, even like the short ones for Instagram. It took the lovely girls in my mastermind, my private mastermind, for 2 years to, like, push me enough to come out of that perceived shyness and being an introvert box that I've put myself into, say, like, okay, yeah, well, let's try the camera thing. Even though there is resistance, even though it's super challenging for me, let's just try it. And I can tell you the first video I filmed was a minute long. I think it took me 20 takes, and it was so uncomfortable. It was like parts of me were dying, literally. Just me filming, no live, no nothing. But for me, it was such a stretch. And I am so grateful beyond words for my mastermind to, pushing me lovingly, gently, always reminding me that I could do that because of the wisdom I hold, because of the goal I have, the purpose that I have, that this is my path, because I would have shied away for so much longer. This is back 5 years, I think. And I don't have any trouble recording any video about any topic now without any script, without any, idea of what I'm talking about. This is the essential podcast series, is me going on channeling with other people about whatever comes to our mind in the realm of empowerment and coming back to ourselves. Yes, so there is kind of like an underlying topic, but what I'm talking about doesn't make me nervous anymore, if it's live or not. And I would have never been able to even imagine this confident version of myself years ago. There wasn't even a possibility. I wasn't even able to visualize it. And I want to tell you this because I know so many women who are in the same place. And this doesn't mean, or in any case, like, if you have resistance or if you are not even able to visualize, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. It just means you have never stretched yourself enough in that region. You have never leaned towards that goal enough to even know how it would feel. But that doesn't equal you not being able to, or that it's not on your path. So really think about it. A girl that was too shy to cross the street without, seeing if her hair looks right, to, like, kind of manipulate what other people would think of her that are waiting there in line in the car, to me being confident enough to speak about whatever with whomever and having fun with it, which is the most important part in here. So there is a big shift, and you can make that shift too if you embrace the idea that the struggle or the resistance or the challenge is a good thing, because it leads you to open a door, almost like a portal. I see these challenges. It opens a door for you to look into a total different reality. But if you have opened that door once and looked behind it and have seen how beautiful it is behind there, whatever vision you have, whatever it is that you're challenging, feelings come up with, whatever it is that you're, like, holding back, or like which door you try to keep shut or not look at, or, kind of neglect. if you looked in there once and you have kind of this awareness that there is a part of you that not only desires it, but is actually capable of achieving it, which is essentially the same, but that's for another podcast episode. You cannot undo that. The desire will only go stronger, and your like inner calling of going there, of opening that door, of looking behind the resistance will only grow stronger. And that's exactly what needs to be done, so that you stretch yourself out of the box that you have been put in, or you have put yourself in through whatever happened in your life. And whatever happened in our lives is not here to hold us back by any means. The more uncomfortable stuff you have experienced, the stronger you are. Not because that made you stronger, but it kind of like revealed the power you already had within you. It's not that, all these traumas are here to like kind of make you closed-hearted and just go elbows first. It's that all these traumas, if you have experienced them, are a chance to see how much light you hold. And I don't say you need to go through all of this. I don't say it's good. I just say if it's present in your life or has been present in your life, you can make something really great out of it. And you can really shift your life a lot. And the more challenges we hold, the more light there is to reveal, and that's something to hold on to. And yeah, so as a practical step, maybe take a few moments for yourself today and really reflect on where is resistance coming up in your life. List all the areas that you feel resistance, where you feel hesitations, where you feel like deeply challenged, and then ask yourself, ask the universe, however you want to phrase it. It's essentially the same because you are the universe. Ask yourself, which one of these challenges that you've wrote down is the one that brings you forward the most? Which one is the one that would help you grow the most, elevate the most, expand the most? Because that's essentially what we're here for. We want to expand. Our soul want to expand. So which one is it? You'll get an intuitive nudge, trust me. And if you don't, close your eyes, put your finger over the list, stop somewhere. The result's going to be the same. And if you have identified this resistance, then ask yourself again, which next step, not next steps, but which next step can you do today to come like even the tiniest bit closer to accepting that struggle as something good? What could you do? What could you believe? What could you meditate upon? What actionable step do you have? Whatever comes to your mind that would help you to come even like the tiniest bit closer to seeing this challenge as a good thing, to like softening the resistance, feel better about whatever it is that challenges you, to see what is behind that. Because the more you ask the universe, the more you pray for the answer, if you wish, the more answers you'll get on your next steps. And we are not supposed to know all the details on how to get there. It's just not our job. Your job is to ask for the next step, get the answer, trust it, follow through in it, and then ask again for the next steps. It's like the GPS in your phone. You don't like put in New York and then you're questioning all the way down if you're really getting to New York. If maybe that road will be better, or that maybe some of us do that at some certain point. I definitely am guilty of it at some point. But what I want to say is, like, initially you trust that the GPS will bring you to whatever roadblocks, to whatever traffic jams, it will bring you to New York if you've put that into your GPS. And that's the same thing. You only need to know which next route you take, which next, at which next street you go left or right. Nothing more. And then you do it again. So ditching all this like future controlling that we have been so good at collectively and individually, we're like really trying to control it, everything. And that's just not how it works. So only ask for the next step and see what miracles you're getting a glimpse of, and how empowering it feels if you have the next step to take, and if you see that there is something that you can actually do and feel good about, and trust that things will reveal itself. So in summary, if resistance comes up, it's a good thing. If challenges come up, they're a good thing. It's on your response that you can kind of decide if you take it on as a good thing or if you make it a bad thing. And that's uncomfortable. I get it. If you're here and if you listen that far, I trust that you know the miracles that are on the other side. And I trust that you're curious enough and feel drawn enough to look there. And if you feel like you don't know how to do the next steps, then reach out. I do have one-on-one mentorship. I do have group coaching programs on this. It is about your awareness and your willingness to take the next steps. And if not, ask for support. We're all here to support each other. There is nothing that is separate in this universe. So you growing means someone else is growing. And that's essentially like really beautiful. So reach out if you don't know what to do next. I'm more than happy to go that journey with you, to support you on that. Would love, love, love to know what your challenge is at the moment. And I'm sending you much love, reminding you of your power, of the miracles that are here for you. And I can't wait to see you in the next one.